Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Movie Chat. My name is Alan, or I should have put like Skeletalon on the bottom or something. Anyway, my name is Alan, and I'm with here in the Press Play Streaming Studios home studio, and we've got a really fun chat for you tonight. We're going to be talking about all things Halloween, the holiday and the movie. And I have got a room full of guests, so I'm going to start bringing them on right now. We've got one part of the Council of Joshes, Mr. Josh Irwin. How are you tonight, my friend?
I'm doing good, sir. I'm digging the decal on your hat there. That's pretty awesome.
This?
Oh, yeah.
Like it. I stole that from my wife. We also have with us Mr. He says he's your Huckleberry, Mr. Frank, or should I call you the Frank? How are you doing tonight, Frank?
Doing good.
Are you guys excited to share your knowledge on Halloween?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone's so excited tonight, and I was really hoping for a great show. Anyway, let's bring someone in. Belle Zora, how are you? Turn your mic on, young lady.
Hi. Sorry.
That's okay. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing very well. We've got Mr. Podfather himself flying his X-Wing in from outer space and saying hi to Mr. Rose.
I just got off a beach on Scarif. They told me to dress up.
Nice. Coming in a little late to the stream, but glad that she's here. Let's all say hello to Lunar Girl from Sidebar Cantina. How are you, young lady?
Hello, I'm wonderful. How is everybody here?
We're doing great. We've already got a killer chat room going, and everyone's still talking Monty Python in there. I don't know. And then so I have a question. My co-host Chantal is supposed to be here. Have you guys seen her yet? Has anyone heard from her? No.
Where's my nerd sis?
I've got someone in the room that says their name is Halloween Queen. Let's see who this is. Let's bring her in. Hello. Oh, well, that's Chantal's picture, but not her name. How you doing?
She stole Chantal's face.
Did you? Yeah, let's do it. Oh my God! Yes.
Very awesome. Nice.
That's awesome.
Love of God.
Oh my God! So my wife and I had bets going, and that totally was not what either one of us thought. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Awesome.
For those of you who don't know, Rose has started this. I'm pretty sure it was Rose started this meme that everyone in the RED5 Network uses, and it's basically Elmo in front of fire doing this when you're all excited. And so the fact that that's great.
I said a long time ago I was going to do it, and I hadn't decided yet.
I had literally said that I was going to lay money that you were going to dress up as General Chanobi tonight.
That would have been good.
That would have been a good one too.
Awesome day.
All right, let's take a second and just say hello to everyone in the chat room tonight. We have a full room already building up. DJ from DJ Red 4. DJ's been here for a little while waiting. We got Dragon Buddy. How you doing? Dragon Buddy, I've come to find out, is my Monty Python go-to.
Oh, yes. He is.
Yeah,
He's a great.
I'm picking up on that.
He's awesome. He's awesome. Used and abused is in, of course. We've got. Let's see here. People. Maureen is in. Hello. We've got Ashley and Brandy, which probably means it's Brandy tonight.
It's Brandy.
We've got the other part of the Council of Joshes, Mr. Sith Josh Care Bear's in the house tonight. Zori Blissful's in the house tonight. How you doing, Zori? And if I missed anyone, I'll catch back up with you as quickly as I can. Oh, Swede Studios, first time in with us. Hi, Swede. How are you? Glad that you're here tonight. So,
Shut up,
so I've done something that I probably have never done before. If you scroll up in the live chat, you will actually see the link to join us live on air. So if you want to join, you can copy paste that. Follow the steps, and even if we can't keep you in full time, we can bring you in, let you say hi to everybody, have a little chit chat about Halloween or whatever you want to talk about, and then I will boot you back to the curb. Does that sound like a good time? All right, as you, my esteemed council, Halloween. Raise your hand. Favorite holiday? Yeah, pretty much for the whole room. I knew that was the case.
I also like Arbor Day because
man.
trees are really nice.
Yes, I'm a big fan of. We do. Yes, we do. I'm also a big fan of St. Patrick's Day. I don't know why that is, but I kind of like it a lot.
As he takes a drink.
I'm a big fan of Thanksgiving because I am both fat and happy.
Me too.
Yes.
I'm with you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, DJ says, don't hate on Flag Day.
I don't. That's why I love that.
See, and
Gonna
this
make
is
me
why
spit out my coffee.
this is exactly what I thought that was going to happen in this group tonight. Everyone was going to be having some drinks and having a good time. Who was it that posted in the chat? Someone said there's a 2-drink minimum tonight. It sounds like Ro. Did you, by any chance, do you have your shots handy just in case that thing comes up at some
yeah. I'm gonna trust that it doesn't. It's a happy time. Okay.
Okay. I see my co-host has hers. Luna Girl.
Yeah,
I said this earlier today. I'm requesting you send me that mug. I have decided. I have decided that I need that mug.
I actually took it from my youngest Padawan. It's actually hers.
Well, then she definitely won't miss
Same
it.
thing.
Oh, she's just as morbid as me.
So,
Thing about having kids, you can still
That makes sense, Josh.
Said he hugged a tree once for about 20 minutes, but it may have been the drugs. I will say
I'm
this.
rethinking recording with him, Ro.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, so I'm not going to read this out loud because if I say it out loud, I have to take a shot, and it's still only 8 minutes into the broadcast. But this is the truth, absolutely the truth. Oh, Zori Blissful is telling Josh he needs to leave the mushrooms alone. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about Halloween tonight. Let's talk about let's start with the movie series. Halloween 1, 1978, John Carpenter masterpiece.
Yes.
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 Mm-hmm.
Halloween Kills, not so much.
I'm sorry. I loved it.
Did you love
I
it,
did too.
Luna Girl?
I loved it.
Belzora. So we had 2 that loved it. I don't think Ro has seen it yet. I tell you what.
Let me guess. There were killings and chases and blood and knives.
It was more brutal than anything else I've ever seen with Michael Myers, which I was
And I
okay
loved
with.
it.
Oh, I love that part of it. You want to know what really took me out of it? Here's the thing that made Halloween 1 perfect for me is the use of the score. Carpenter knew when to be quiet and let the movie breathe and when to bring the music in. This one, there was really no areas that it allowed it to breathe. And so the suspense part of it to me was what was missing. What do you guys think? Lunar Girl, you said you loved it. Tell us why.
I loved it. I felt, well, after all these years, there's been like, what, 3 movies in between, plus 2 redos from, what's his name, Rob Zombie?
Yeah, those movies don't exist. We don't talk about this.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Well, they all started to drag. You know, I think the last one came out several years ago. They all started to drag. Yeah.
I loved 2018 because it was the first of this series.
I think she's talking about the last sequels before 2018 and the continuity that they knocked out.
Yeah.
And it just started getting, we've seen this before. This was different. I mean, this had your action. Nothing really scares me, so I can't say it had the fear, but it had the suspense. It had plenty of the gore factor. It actually had a little bit of empathy for the poor guy that it got pinned on when the angry mob went after him and he wound up, jumping out the window.
Yeah, I felt bad for him. I will agree with that.
I felt so bad for him.
That was absolutely my least favorite part of the movie.
Oh, I felt so bad.
It's an entirely wasted 15 minutes for just a gore gag.
Yeah, well, I'll agree with that.
It needed to show you a lesson when they said that we have become the monsters.
But when the people who actually know what's going on are telling the people, like, no, granted, it was more frantic, but no, that's not him. That's just a group of people looking to hurt somebody, and they don't necessarily care who it is.
But they needed to show that that we became the monsters.
Hold on. So here's my problem with it. Okay, and we can agree to disagree. I'm not going to be mad at you.
Oh yeah.
I don't need a moral preaching to come from a Michael Myers movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
how I felt too. That's why I didn't like it. That's exactly how I felt.
Who wrote this?
An idiot.
The same people who wrote 2018.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm looking at the.
But he didn't direct it.
And he didn't write it, but it was just based on, because I'm looking at the credits. It says written by John Carpenter, but it's got characters.
He gets a character credit,
right.
Yeah.
But it's written by
David Gordon,
Danny McBride, and the director, and then a couple other people with some polish.
Yeah.
It's basically the same team who wrote 2018.
And I thought 2018 was much better. I mean, that's just me. While you're looking at the credits, look up the music. Who wrote the music for this one? I think if anyone wrote it, especially in this room, we'll get a big kick about who it is.
Daft Punk.
No. No.
His favorite.
I would love to hear a Daft Punk rendition of the Halloween score. That'd be great.
That would be great.
Wait.
Go ahead.
It does have a John Carpenter credit.
He did write the music for this one.
But
yep. Who else is on there?
For all of it?
There's 3 people that should be credited for the theme music and so forth on this movie.
All right, let's see here.
I know this one.
Okay, Belzra, lay it on me.
Lay it on us.
Wasn't it John Carpenter, his son, and his godson that wrote it, or that did the score for it?
Yes, but who is his godson?
Oh.
Daniel.
Do you know his name?
Cody Carpenter.
Cody Carpenter's his son.
Daniel Davies.
Yeah, that is Ray Davies' son from the Kinks.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
that tracks.
It does. John Carpenter, it tracks real good. John Carpenter's is his godfather. And yes, Zori, this is way more slasher than the original.
Yeah.
Which is kind of an issue for me because this is my genre. This is where I grew up. This is what I know. This is a Friday the 13th movie. This is not a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ashley and Brandy in the chat said as much as, the original one had a little bit more creative kills, or not as gory. And I do remember that, obviously, from the original film.
78 is completely bloodless.
Yeah.
There is no
Except
blood
for a
in it.
little bit
Still
on the knife.
effective.
Except for a little
He's
bit
still
on
Well,
the
because they only
It-
had a $300,000 budget,
why I
and pretty
always
much
say-
all of it went
But
into the
it-
cameras.
Less
Yeah,
is
but
more.
it
much,
works. Less is more, definitely.
Less is always more.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Less is more when you're properly building tension through, like Alan said, the score or the
all
pacing,
goes-
because
like,
that
it
whole
all-
movie is a rubber band that's just stretching and stretching
Yeah.
and stretching, and you just don't know when it's going to snap. That's
It all
one
goes
thing.
back to Hitchcock. Hitchcock was
Right.
all about, less is more. It's like you don't need to see Norman Bates wearing, the wig and the dress and having the knife. The suspense is just, the music, the beats, everything. It's building that tension until you finally see him wearing that dress, and then you're like, it just catches you by surprise. Carpenter does the same thing with the music, the beats. It's just like you hardly see Michael Myers really. Like in the first Halloween movie, how many people did he really kill in the movie? I think he killed like 3 or 4 people in the movie.
3 to 4, yeah.
Yeah. But the kills were very, besides the one kill where he stabs the guy through the door and leaves him hanging there, that's it. All the other kills are pretty much very basic.
Yeah, and most of the original was the suspense of, oh my God, he's going to kill somebody. He's going to kill, and it, I guess it stretches out that feeling of dread, and I think that's, for the most part, that's a lot of the fun of the ride of Halloween. And Josh, you said, Friday the 13th is pretty much a slasher. It's
Right.
less psychological than Halloween is. I think Halloween is a smarter horror movie.
Well, the
in
first two Friday the 13th movies were built around whodunit models, and then after that, it just became
Slasher.
what we expect it to be.
Yeah.
I want to disagree just a little bit on that. I think that
Fine.
Halloween. No, I believe that Halloween 2 was a full-blown slasher movie.
It was. That was the because by that point Friday the 13th had come out and I think already had a sequel, and they were trying to get more in line with because that's what people were expecting out of slasher films at that point, so that's why they ramped it up.
And I actually loved Halloween 2.
Oh,
I do too. Up until 2018 came out, I always viewed the two of them as one experience. Like I never really consumed one without the other. And
even though
I
that was a movie.
actually enjoy that experience now with 2018 as the same kind of thing. Like it's one just goes straight into the other. Like I take one Blu-ray out, put the other one in, and let's just go.
Luna Girl has her hand up. Yes, ma'am.
I was just going to say, like, you guys keep saying there's not that much, there wasn't that much. Well, in the original, well, first it was 1978. Like, they just didn't do that much in 1978.
Rub it in, Lunar Girl. Rub it in.
I was alive in 1978, so I can.
was alive.
I was alive in 1978.
I was 10.
So I was
go
not
ahead.
alive in 78, but 78 to 96 slasher films is my expertise, so to speak. And they were doing stuff like that. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, hell, even Black Christmas, they were doing those things.
That's right.
The tension,
I didn't think it started till
the
the
tension
80s.
from Halloween, like I said, comes from music, atmosphere, and just holding on to shots. There are shots in that movie that in any other movie or any other genre get cut by 70% just for pacing. But they hold them long on purpose because that is how they're building the tension. Things like Michael behind the bush or Michael in behind the laundry. All of that is held 25 to 30% longer than they should have been, and all it's doing is building the tension. That's why nothing really happens after the intro for the first half hour, because all it's doing is setting you up. It's like I said, it's pulling a rubber band.
But I don't know if you guys picked up on it. They said that with every single kill that Michael makes, he gets stronger and more invincible. And then it showed it throughout the movie. Every time somebody tried to kill him, smack him, stab him, he would just get right back up because he was getting stronger and more
That was,
invincible.
but that was probably my biggest problem with the last movie, which is, you know,
Yes,
I understand the whole. I understand the whole, oh, make him stronger, this and that, and I'm just like, okay, but then like the whole mob scene of everybody coming and beating the crap out of him, and then finally the killing, like, it's like, okay, great.
I can't stand the way that was shot.
Yeah,
like I get what they're trying to do with
I know,
that.
but it was ridiculous.
As much as this movie, more than any other middle part of a trilogy, except for maybe Empire, doesn't end. It just stops. And it bothers the shit out of me.
Right.
The way that
it's funny.
go ahead.
Good. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say the way that they ended Halloween 2018 was perfect. I felt like they left him in the house. He was burning. They were leaving the suspense, you know, because then they had the camera shots of showing the basement where you don't see him. You're like, where is he? Is he still alive? And all you hear in the background is like him breathing. So right there, credits. I'm like, that's a perfect ending. This one, I was just like, it kind of just left it like, I was like, okay. So basically, you set up this entire plot of like the town is gonna fight against them. They finally beat him, and then he just gets up and literally John Wicks the entire town.
Right.
Yeah. And like, here's the thing I thought was funny about that, and my wife just had to take a shot, by the way. Did you hear it, Chantal? So here's the thing. I may see the third one and change my mind about the second one. I
agree with you on that.
As a standalone, not so much, but it may, if they do it correctly, fulfill the full story. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Valzora, you said that you liked this one, correct? Was it just the kills, or was it the whole story in general?
It was mostly the whole story. I think what really pulled me into it was the beginning, where we got to see back in '78 when he was down, and also seeing Loomis again. I literally cried. My husband can attest to this. But yeah, I literally cried seeing Loomis. It was the most magical experience I've ever had in the theater. But yeah,
it's like the grand
done.
It's like the Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One.
Yeah. only better. As far as technically, I literally went like this. Did I just see who I thought I saw? And because it was fairly quick, boom, boom, and then when it came back, I was like, "Holy crap, that's awesome!"
It looked just like him.
They put so much detail into making sure that it was lit the way '78 was lit. It was shot the way '78 was shot, and just the work they put in to replicate the mask. It even has like the weird bubble on the one side of the detail in that. Like that scene and the fireman scene had my hopes set so high for this movie that the rest of the movie just couldn't.
You know
maintain.
what? I had issues with the fireman scene, like really, because it kind of like the way that Michael Myers is, like when you see him in the movies, he's more of a not a I'm gonna kill these 10 firefighters in front of me. He's like a one-on-one person. Now, like he has this thing, and then that's where I go back. I'm like they kind of made him look like John Wick. Is like, I'm going to kill this guy in this particular way, and then grab this guy and then just. It's like exactly he knows kung fu.
I agree with you. He typically is he's a. Oh Jesus Christ!
He's like trick or treat. Come on! I'm like really? I'm like really? This is like it's like, but that's what I miss about Michael Myers. It's just like his kills were so creative. And very he would sneak behind you, and he would do like this, not like he's right in front of you, and then he's just gonna barrel through all these people.
So
the only time in this movie that I felt Michael Myers was being Michael Myers was the scene where she was hiding in the woods, and he was, she's running, and Michael's still walking, stopping, paying attention to his surroundings. That was the only scene that I went, that's Michael, not Jason.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. But going back, like with the firefighter thing, like I know it's a sequel that's not canon anymore, but he had a scene similar to that in Halloween 4, which is severely underrated, where he's on the back of the pickup truck and has to work his way through a group of people to get to the kid in the front seat. And it's not necessarily that he is only like a stalking surprise style killer. Like if he has to get shit done, he gets it done. And that's how I viewed the firefighter scene. The one thing in the firefighter scene that really had me going that this is Jason, not Michael Myers, is when he didn't even hesitate when they hit him with the fire hose. Mm-hmm. That was the one part I was like, okay. But then they immediately abandoned it. And they were trying to defend themselves. Like he wasn't just walking through, except for the first couple, he wasn't just walking through you and you and you. Everyone that they show him killing in that scene was trying to stop him, like actively participating.
You two be good down there, or I'm going to make you guys set separate rooms. So I want to make a quick comment to DJ. He says should have ended with Jamie Lee Curtis putting on the mask and grabbing a knife, and then Jamie Lee should turn and look at the camera and said, "Now I am Vader."
But then that's another thing that was kind of like disappointing about the movie. You hardly saw Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie.
I know.
Yeah.
So disappointed.
Did she pull a Luke Skywalker?
Oh man.
She kind of
it's not that bad.
No.
So the thing of it is, like, they brought in all these legacy characters that they were expecting to carry the middle part. But I didn't care about them. I wanted to see the mom, what is it, Karen or whatever, Judy Greer's character and the daughter. Like I care about these people. Like, Tommy's cool, and they brought back the actual actors for some of the other ones. But like, I don't care. Like, show me
his character
what we want to see.
So annoying. And for an
This
hour,
the only
this
scene-
movie felt long to me.
It did.
To me, it
The only scene in with Tommy that I truly loved was when he was in a hospital room with Jamie, and he looks at her. And he looks at her and he says, "When I was a child, you protected me. Now I am going to protect you." That could have been his introduction, what he did, and then and been his play for the movie. And because I teared up a little bit because I was like, "Yeah, all right, get that." And then, but everything else, I honestly said at one point in time I was watching it, and I said, "If one more person yells, evil dies tonight," I turn it off.
I will agree with you on that.
Every single time.
What an annoying movie.
Like they were just like that was like the mantra of the movie. Evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight.
Get it.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I mean, I will.
By the way,
say that
the bat was called Huckleberry. Another
it was.
reference.
There you go.
It was. When I will say that the kills were great. The kills were great. A little overblown, but great. When he finished off the boyfriend coming down the stairs, I almost cheered.
So I really like how that went down, but honestly, I was expecting a decapitation.
I know.
Like I was expecting
the
whole head to come off.
Me too. I was a little
I was like, that's cool.
That was the only part that I did like of the movie towards the end, like the last half hour.
Yeah, I thought the beginning scenes with Michael were great, and the ending scenes with Michael were great, and the stuff in the middle, I was just like, me.
Like they didn't have enough story.
What do you guys?
I'm glad they didn't. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, what do you guys think of the elderly couple? You know, the one that they were the little lady. She was flying her drone in the house.
Yeah. Oh, they were adorable.
They were okay, but that was like another kind of Friday the 13th thing,
like,
where he kills the guy. The guy is dead. He has him over the counter. Then he decides to grab a knife and stab him. And then he looks at it and he goes, "No." Grabs another knife, stabs him again. He's like, "Nah, not a knife." Stabs him, and I was like, "Okay."
This is why I don't like.
I actually thought it was kind of cool. I actually thought it was kind of In my mind, I'm thinking he's looking for his knife. And every time he picks one up, he's like, "No, this is not what I want." So he's going to kill. He's going to put it
in a human pincushion.
Grab another one.
So
I kind of liked it.
I saw something online that like saying that like he never progressed from being above 6 years old, and he's still experimenting with what he's trying to do.
Brady.
And he, like, I've even heard things like he was trying to find the one that made the right noise.
Right.
So
Okay,
it is what it is. Like that, I thought that whole scene was kind of gratuitous. And that's coming from me, which is my tolerance for
Jason thing.
That's my thing. I don't mind gore. I don't. It's not even that the gore bothered me. It doesn't make me squeamish. I don't care about that. It was just a lot of it. I was like, okay, what's going on here? This is pointless. How does this drive the story? This isn't Michael. I felt like I was watching a Jason movie.
Yeah. I can't take you.
Kind of dumb.
I can't take you seriously with you inside Elmo's mouth.
I love it. I love it so much. Oh my god! I'm so glad that I was wrong. Oh, so I had General Shanobi.
I've been laughing since 2:00 this morning.
My wife said she thought you might come on as slave girl Leia.
I am not in shape for that. My smile broke.
No. So, all right. So
I should have done that one.
I would have fell out of the chair laughing. I would have fell out. All right. So let's back up a little bit. Zora, were you able to lay your hands on the thing I asked you to bring tonight?
That's what she said.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
watch, guys. Look.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
show's over.
Yeah,
Jess made that.
Cool.
John Carpenter.
Zora made that for her father.
Wow.
Last year for Christmas.
Nice.
That's amazing.
So tell us a little backstory behind the mask and on what you did and how you made it for him.
So, I was unemployed last Christmas, but I still wanted to get something for my parents for Christmas. And I started just, brainstorming. And I figured because my dad is such a big Halloween fan, he is part of the reason I am also a big Halloween fan. But I didn't want to just get him a regular Halloween mask because we all know how those sometimes turn out. So I decided to research how they made the mask a little bit, and I recreated it.
Nice.
Very
That's
nice.
amazing.
Very good job.
That is very cool.
Very cool. So while we're on the
Michael.
mask, we all know the story that it's a William Shatner mask. Belzora, I asked you if you would not mind to do a little bit of research on that. How does William Shatner feel about this mask being him?
Not very good.
I just Googled it. I didn't look up any videos on YouTube, which is probably what I should have done. But I just Googled it, and mostly what I found was he used it one time to scare someone at a house that his grandkids were trick-or-treating at. He wore it and then took it off and showed that it was him, and it freaked out the guy or whatever.
That's awesome.
But also I heard that he doesn't remember exactly how he felt about it when he heard about it at the time. But it's something that just kind of floats around in his knowledge. That's all I was able to find.
I actually saw this one little clip where he said he thought people were making that his friend who told him this was basically trying to pull a joke on him. You can see Shatner saying something like that, right? But he literally said he's never seen the movie, but he saw a picture of Michael and Jamie Lee Curtis together, and he said as soon as he saw it, he knew where the mask was made and how the casting was done and why. Mm-hmm. When he was in Star Trek, and they would often have to use prosthetics on him, so they took a clay molding of his face to make the prosthetics was, so he wouldn't have to sit in the chair that long. And that same thing that they nicknamed the death mask was what was used to make Michael Myers' mask. But so I thought that was it. I thought that was really cool.
Time out. I'm gonna get a refill. Talk amongst yourselves.
We don't need. Hey, we don't need you to carry this conversation on. You go get. You gotta do what you gotta do. No, when Belzora told me that she had made the mask and then turned around and showed it to me, I was like, oh my god, you've got to bring that if you can. Oh, so good. As far as production is concerned on the original Halloween, who has anything that they can give us on that as far as little facts? And wait a minute, this part where I should, if I had a rose skill, I'd have like a little bumper music going like fun facts.
Fun facts.
On the show. Fun facts on the show. They're excellent.
Okay, deep cut. I dig it.
Got it.
I just put a link. I just put a link to a YouTube video in the chat regarding William Shatner talking about the mask.
Nice.
So if anybody wants to check it out,
just not now. I'll check it out after the show.
Don't do it now. Of course.
Here's an interesting little thing. So they filmed this in Pasadena in the springtime, and it is really hard to find pumpkins in Pasadena at the springtime.
Oh, I
so
bet.
they had 3 pumpkins throughout the whole movie, and then they bought a bunch. I forget what it's called, but it's another gourd that's roughly the same shape.
It's a Mexican,
but they're only green, and they had to paint them so they would look like pumpkins.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then everything there's green because they shot it in spring. So there were no leaves anywhere. So they had to buy basically a trash bag full of leaves. And so every time you see leaves on the ground, just off camera, there's a dude with a broom sweeping them up and getting them back in the bag because they only had so many leaves to make the shots work for the whole movie.
Jamie Lee says she remembers one day where they were all out there sweeping leaves, trying to get them all picked back up.
But it's just a little thing like no one notices how green the trees are unless you point them out. Like, dude, there's a palm tree right there.
Palm trees,
no
exactly.
Way.
Yeah, in Haddonfield, Illinois. I love it.
It was like that in the original too, in the 1978 version.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about this one. Like the grass is greener than green.
Yep. No, this one was shot in January and somewhere in South Carolina. I can't remember.
Right.
Yeah.
To be fair, the trees are still green where I live currently, so
same here, but I live in southwestern Ohio where, I mean, the weather here is just dumb. I have a lot of really inappropriate jokes for it that we're not going to get into for now, but Alan knows what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
I live in Miami, and it's like 80-something degrees outside, and it's fall.
Oh, I'm sad for all you guys.
So here's the thing. In where close to where Josh and I live, literally, you have summer, you'll have at most a week of fall, and then it's winter.
Oh no.
Well, here it is. It's almost Halloween. I had my heat on full blast driving to work at 6 this morning, and coming back from work at 5:30, I had my air conditioning on.
Oh.
Yeah. Yesterday morning, I got up to go out to start the car, and it was frosted over.
What did I miss?
I'm not ready for that at all.
Very little.
Now, hey guys, shh, she's back. She's back.
Oh, no.
So, how about them bears, huh?
All hail, hell no.
Hot garbage.
Well, another fun fact about the original Halloween, as you guys know, it was only made on $300,000.
Yes.
And like I think $70,000 of that money went to the Steadicam. It was one of the first movies ever to use a Steadicam. And
the second movie to use Steadicam.
What was the first one? I can't remember.
Rocky.
Don't remember. I literally watched it was Rocky.
Yeah.
I literally watched the thing on
up the
Netflix
stairs.
today, Movies That Made Us, and I caught
saw
this
that
episode
yesterday.
today on my lunch break at work.
But they actually, they used it on that, for that Steadicam. And if you can you imagine watching that movie now without it? Like all those shots where it's like, it's basically a POV.
The whole opening scene doesn't work without Steadicam.
No, it doesn't work at all.
Where it's the POV shot of him going through the house, and then the sister upstairs. That whole scene doesn't work without Steadicam.
And it's also all
it's
one
two
shot.
cuts actually.
Right. There's a cut right before the mask.
Where he puts
when they put the mask on. But yeah.
So
because the film canister could only hold about 4 minutes worth of tape. So they literally rehearsed it hundreds of times with someone counting time behind the director's chair.
Yeah.
And that's when they figured, hey, we're going to have to put a cut here.
If you go ahead, Fred.
No, I was going to say, and they saved so much, and they saved so much money on the movie with John Carpenter pretty much doing everything.
Yeah,
he pretty much directed, produced, wrote.
Him and Tommy Lee Wallace did so much.
And Deborah Hill, God rest her soul, Deborah Hill. Without her, none of these. She was basically John Carpenter's producer for pretty much all his films. And without her, most of these films wouldn't, there wouldn't be no Halloween, Halloween 2, even Halloween 3, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I actually liked Halloween 3.
And that's I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm gonna say point something out. Another reason why I was sorely disappointed in this movie is because in the trailer you see the clip of the 3 kids dead on the merry-go-round, and they're all wearing the silver shamrock masks. I think Josh and I tweeted with messaged each other like, "Dude, did you see the silver shamrock mask?" I was giddy when I saw them.
They're still there. It's just it's not kids. It's
not kids.
They're all 3 on there. It's just a very quick shot.
But also
because the one's in the merry-go-round and the one hanging off of the swings.
Right.
And when they
I don't think that's the kids. I think that was
the people from the car.
Yeah,
it was the nurse and the doctor from the car, like the costume people.
So in that scene,
they all got
wet. In that scene when they showed the behind view of Michael and he was carrying a mask in his hand, and he said, "Is that so and so's mask?" That was the silver shamrock skeleton mask in his hand.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What are you two laughing about? No, texting with each other, and they're not going to tell us what they're talking about.
Falling into the fire.
The last time Ro was on a live stream with me, I actually had to mute him and
put it out there.
Why would tonight be any different? Wait a minute, you ready? God love you, Sith Care Bear.
I'm all drunk.
Elmo drunk.
It's Helmo. Get it right, people.
Sorry, has
Halloween kill sucks.
I really liked it.
Again, I'm really hoping the third one ties it for me.
Lunar, I wanted to like it, and I just
I'm withholding judgment. But there's one thing I want to see in the third one that I'm really kind of, because not just the way this movie stops, but the way it actually ends just pissed me off. How did he get into that house that's crawling with police, fire, and paramedics, all these first responders? How did he get into that house without anyone noting? I'm really hoping that they're going to kind of undo the mom dying, because that whole sequence I left this movie so angry because of that.
I don't think they're going to undo that. I
don't think they are either, but
it
is supremely frustrating to me.
And
I know
speaking to the big manager in the sky.
Yeah, it's not supposed to spell out everything.
I said,
well, they did it with the. They did it with
the. No one heard what Belzora had to say.
Well, they did it with the sheriff in the last one, though.
He gets stronger with every kill. Eventually, he makes it to God mode. and you do that by going X X Y Y, left right A B A B.
And he's the boogeyman. I mean, you're not supposed to know everything that he does because he's the boogeyman. You're supposed to always be like, "What's that?" Like
he knows how to get down.
If you know everything, it's not scary anymore.
By the way, I saw something moving behind you, Lunar Girl. No, the other side. The other side. You know how she, you know. There you go. Yes. You know how Jason
had an eye on it.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Jesus.
I think more than anything else, what I want from the last one, I mean, I'm guessing this is going to be the last one.
God, I hope
Is
so.
if are they gonna explain at all? I mean, I know that they've pretty much killed the whole that Laurie's Michael's sister. Pretty much that's completely dead.
That's
already.
gone. Yeah.
But like, are they gonna explain at all at why he is essentially targeting her?
He's
Like
not.
They explained it in this one. He wasn't
They said he's
targeting
not.
her.
Yeah, he's not.
He's trying
He
to go
just
home.
happened to be in the way.
So
Frank, did this movie subvert your expectations?
Yes, this movie,
Favorite
Last
phrase.
Jedi. I mean.
Oh no! Everybody,
Oh
everybody
no.
grab a drink. I can't believe he did it.
And it only took 46 minutes and 7 seconds.
That's like a record.
For us, it is a record because generally I will say it early on just to mess with Roe.
So,
but I figured I'd be
not
nice
trying
about it.
not trying to derail the show, but since I have all of you all at once,
Yes.
I'm going to make all of you hate me because I actually enjoyed the shit out of that movie,
Which one?
Which one?
The Last Jedi.
Oh, hold on a minute.
That ain't here.
Hold on, guys.
I'm joking. You.
So,
That was dirty. That was
Yeah.
absolutely
that was
dirty.
funny though.
Chantal.
That was uncalled for. Uncalled
I
for.
deserve it, but
Damn.
Dragon Buddy tells people that he goes home. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Some of
Evil
the-
dies.
but that's a whole other
Evil
thing.
dies.
But that's why I didn't drink when y'all.
You know, Josh. Okay, so we're gonna say this because we love you. We do, and you're allowed to have your opinion. Okay, you're allowed to have your opinion. We don't care what your opinion, whether you like it or not.
This is one of my bearded dragons. This is
It's back.
Littlefoot. He's my rescue.
You guys
He's
saw what
my
it just did,
rescue.
right?
Aw. You eat.
No, I got
bugs,
handed a
so-
dragon while you were ranting, telling me that I'm wrong and stupid and all these
I
other
didn't say-
things.
no,
And you
I
just
was
sit there and
thinking
be
you were okay.
judgmental with your little spider hat, and we'll
I
keep talking
said
about
you.
Halloween.
I said it was okay. Although I will say this to you, the other part of the council is not real happy with you right now.
That's subjective, but here's how I'll defend that. That
No,
move,
don't.
like,
It takes us to places we don't want to go.
right. Okay, we'll get to that later.
All right.
We have 4 bearded dragons and 2 geckos, and he's usually the most sociable, but he likes to lay flat. That's why he won't just sit on my shoulder like a good boy.
He's cute.
I'm afraid to ask the question. I don't know,
Come on,
Josh.
man.
How?
You don't, but he's not grumpy, so we're not going to worry about it right now.
Seth, what are we gonna do with you? All right. So Halloween. We have spent 48 minutes talking very little about the movie we all loved, and most of the time talking about the movie that not much of us really cared that much for. And we haven't even talked about 18 at all. Did you guys? Did you like 2018, or were you disappointed with it?
I loved it.
I did too.
It was
I'm
I
about
thought-
95% with it. There's one part of that movie that I did not enjoy, but the rest of it was incredible.
Was it the doctor?
It wasn't just the doctor, it was the one doctor scene towards the end.
Oh, the one
Where-
it's on the
Yeah, the one where he put the mask on and walked
yeah.
around like a jackass.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I agree with
the
that.
one.
What
scene
about
of
you,
his-
Belzora? Did you like 2018?
I really liked it when I first saw it, but the more I watched it, the more I was just kind of, this is meh. But it was fine. I can still enjoy it, but I definitely like Kills better than 2018.
I will say this though: the scene where he dropped the teeth over the bathroom stall, I was like, yes. I'm like, we're in for a ride.
There
This
are
one had some
3
pretty
nearly
underrated
perfect
kills.
sequences in that movie, and that is one of them. But the actual part with the teeth is actually my least favorite part. What I like most about that whole sequence is he's in the background just destroying everything and everybody, and then it just happens to coincide. You want to get on my shoulder, buddy? Here you go.
Yeah.
But it just happens to coincide, and then it just overlaps at that point. Like, it's nearly perfect.
Yeah. Ro, did you happen to see that one?
No, I think I dropped off after Season of the Witch.
Okay.
That far back?
So
He's trying to get into my hood right now. It's weird.
All right. So you brought up Season of the Witch. It's Halloween. We can talk about this. How many of you actually now, all these years later, like that movie?
I've always liked it.
I never didn't, because I understood what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
He was trying to create an anthology.
Yeah. And not just the three. He wanted to do it, pretty much annually, to where there was a different story based around the Halloween season. And of course, us being who we are, if we decided that we didn't want to have anything to do with that because it didn't have Michael Myers in it, just like I'm
Technically,
he
is in it for a scene because they watched the trailer from the first movie,
which makes no sense.
Which makes no sense at all. Which is why most of us don't like TLJ, because our hero Luke is not in it.
Let's not go there, Alan.
No, that's the reason I said. No, the reason I said that is because that's what I'm actually. Believe it or not, I'm actually defending those who like the movie at this point, because that's the reason they didn't like Season of the Witch. It's the same reason us Star Wars fans didn't like it. Am I right or wrong? I mean, honestly, am I right or wrong?
I'm gonna rewatch Season of the Witch tonight and see if Luke Skywalker's in it.
I love you, Ro. I love you, Ro. So yeah, when they did the homage of those masks, that did make me happy. That definitely made me happy.
So those masks are in 2018 as well. They're in the long take where he's working his way down the street.
Yeah.
So
that's one of my favorite shots of the entire movie. Like, that's all shot in one scene, just like him just going around, and that's just one shot.
Yeah, it's very similar to the first shot in Halloween, where the first, almost like you said, Josh, 4 minutes of it is all one continual shot. They built the tracks for the camera to ride on and everything. I mean, it was really just.
I said that's another one of the three perfect scenes in that movie.
Yeah.
So the third one is the motion light scene with the drunk kid.
That was my favorite kill. That was my favorite kill.
I'm not just talking about the kill. I'm talking about they're over there. Then the light comes on and he freaks out. And she goes, "It's the motion lights, dumbass." And then she jumps over the fence. And then he's drunk trying to talk to who he thinks is the property owner. But it's Michael getting closer and closer every time the light goes back off, to the point where he catches him and is too.
That to me is like quintessential Michael Myers. It's like they would use that type of environment where like movement is what, like kind of lets you know he's getting closer. It's almost like in Jaws, where like he's getting closer when you start to hear the da-dum. It is a horror movie, Chantal.
You are shaking your head disapproval.
Elmo
has spoken.
They don't say that on Sesame Street.
What would Kermit think right now?
It's not Sesame Street. We say whatever we want here.
After you.
Oh, I just had an electric company moment happen inside my head. So do you guys where you all grew up, did you have electric company? Because that was a Cincinnati thing.
The electric company? My mom did. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. I'm old.
Young,
we know this.
According to Ro.
Luna girl, did you have
you're a baby.
All of y'all beat.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So remember when they would go one face on one side and one face on the other? And as kids,
Bell Zora.
Right.
Yep.
Or Q. Fuck you.
I don't remember that, Alan.
As kids, that's the kind of stuff you would do, So I don't know why.
Scary movie. Jaws is a scary movie.
Quit picking on her. All right.
We can't. She's like a big old booger. She's easy. You. Who, me?
Couldn't be.
Thank you, Rogue. You picked it up. So all right. So Halloween, we said early on, Halloween is all of our pretty much our favorite holiday, except for Flag Day and
Arbor Day.
I was gonna say whatever it was Roe was trying to make fun of over there.
Let's not forget National Cat Day, which is tomorrow, i.e. my birthday.
Very nice.
That's right. Happy
Very
birthday,
nice.
Vilzora.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I will say happy birthday to you, and yeah, I'm glad you like cats.
Thank you.
Someone has to.
I'm with you, Alan. It's okay.
Alan, did I ever tell you my theory on the difference between having a dog and having a cat?
Uh-oh.
No,
See if
what
it's
is
the same as my theory.
Having a dog is like having another child. You have to provide for it. You have to do everything for it, clean up after it. Having a cat's like having a roommate. Here's where you eat. Here's where you shit. Call me if you need me.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It's pretty close. Pretty close.
I don't want to have to walk a dog in Chicago in February in the winter.
I don't want to walk a dog in Cincinnati now.
Which is why I don't live in Chicago.
You're independent.
So, yes, but here's the thing, though. If I look at my dog and I go, come here, Shandy. Come here. She'll come right over and love on me.
I always think he's saying Shanti when he says Shandy.
Come here, Shandy.
Come here, Shandy.
No, you're not telling me that anyway.
You say that to a cat, and the cat just looks at you like, yeah, nah, it's too much trouble to walk
Not my
over
cat.
there.
Very aloof.
No, I like cats. I do. I was just playing with you.
I love all animals.
He's actually worked himself into my hood. This is
Oh
really
my God, I see that. That's awesome.
Still in there.
It's warm in there.
Of course, when I was on pain meds after my stomach procedure and told my wife I was trying to do that, I was called, a lot of mean names. But here he is on his own.
So, what's your favorite part of Halloween? Not the movie, the holiday.
Oh, I was going to say the movie or the holiday.
When it for her favorite part of the movie, at least this last one, was when the credits started to roll. I'm sure.
Me too.
Well, that has changed for me in the last 20-ish years since I have kids now.
Yeah.
But my son and my daughter, because I have two stepsons and then two of my own, we've been doing, they're younger, so I have to call them this, but we've been doing retro horror movies over Halloweens for the past couple of years. And they're both into it for different reasons. My daughter loves the experience. She likes getting a bunch of people together, turning the lights down low, and watching scary movies.
Yeah.
My son, who's 14, I used to call him lowercase J, but he's taller than me now, so I can't really do that. He wants to know the hows and whys, and not just like storyline wise. Like he's the guy I watch all the behind the scenes stuff with, so he can see. Like we just did Friday the Friday the 13th series together, and he wants to know how they pulled off all the practical gags, like Kevin Bacon standing in a hole underneath the bed with a fake torso and all that. He wants to know that stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
That is very cool. And I still say that Jim Gaffigan is correct, that Kevin Bacon would not be nearly as possible if his last name were Hot Dog. But that's just, Bibbidi bobbidi bacon. Halloween Queen. What is your favorite part of the Halloween holiday season?
Being silly.
All right, let's move right past it.
This is the only funny costume I've ever done, believe it or not.
I love it.
Never done a funny
And
costume.
it's a winner. And it's a winner.
It is.
I always
definitely
do scary or sexy. Whatever.
Same
Never
thing.
funny.
Depending on who you ask.
Tonight you're both.
now
Yes, the costume
that does bring up
description.
my previous favorite thing of Halloween, and me and my buddies would stay up late to do this. I grew up not too far from a college campus that's known for partying, and we would do morning after morning after Halloween walk of shame bingo on a college campus.
And the walk of shame.
It's like, hey, is that a cop? That's a cop. Cool. Come on, dude. Actually, a free space. Like, no, free space is free space. That's a cop.
What about you, Luna Girl?
I love everything about Halloween. I love how the veil is thin on Halloween night, you know, between the afterlife and here. I love all the horror movies that are out. I love that I can dress in black and nobody's going to say, geez, Kel, don't you have any colorful shirts? You know, like,
Amen.
Yeah.
seriously.
Belzora heard all of that.
I grew up being called a very morbid child, but I love everything about Halloween.
No.
I could be myself and nobody's going to judge because it's Halloween.
Yeah. Ro, you and I are the old men in the group. What about you? What's your favorite part of the season?
First of all, I disagree.
I didn't say you were the oldest. I think I may be. I said we're the old guys in the group.
You know, I'm really into escapism. It's why I love movies. It's why I love Star Wars and sci-fi and fantasy and just geeking out in general. So Halloween is, you know, it's the holiday for that. You get to dress up and be someone that you're not on a regular basis, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Plus, you know, we get M&M's, Reese's Pieces, and
I was going to say that
candy for weeks after. So,
yes. Although I'll ship all my Reese's Pieces to you, and I'll just keep the Reese cups.
Very nice. That's fine.
I actually keep M&Ms kind of stashed throughout my house, and whenever my 16-year-old daughter is being grumpy, I just throw M&Ms at her till she leaves.
Oh my God!
My husband does that to me. Only he does it with frozen Kit Kats, just like smack. You know, whenever I have a mood swing, it just flings a Kit Kat at me. True story.
And you grab it and go, "Thank you."
I do.
Yeah.
Belzora, tell us, what's your favorite thing about Halloween?
My favorite thing is just the potential of being scared. I used to opt in to walking home on Halloween night. Wherever I was at, I would walk home just so I could feel scared. But yeah, that's my favorite part of it.
It's the adrenaline rush.
Try that in Chicago on the South Side.
No,
I don't want to. We have enough problems here in Dallas. I'll leave that.
Not unless you want to be turned into a stranger. No.
It kind of makes you feel alive, though, doesn't it? That little bit of scared.
Yes, I love it so much.
Which is, I think, one reason why we watch horror movies. Mr. The Frank, Mr. Mr. Huckleberry. How about you, sir? What is your favorite part of the Halloween?
I mean, I love everything about Halloween, but I guess for me, it always comes down to I love the fact that I could just turn on the TV and there's always a horror movie on, like no matter what time of day, like you just click and like there's something on, like Rose says, like, you know, the escapism into, you know, like just turning your mind off and just watching a horror movie, even though you've watched like a horror movie a million times, you know, you find little things in there, and then, you know, you set the atmosphere of, like, you know, turning off all the lights in the house where it's pitch black dark, and you crank up the volume. Like I used to love watching, like just watching Halloween with like all the lights off and just cranking up the volume, just hearing, you know, the music from John Carpenter and just like it blasting, and then like, you know, like all those eerie sounds of, like, you know,
and his breath.
Like every time, like I would watch the movie and like you would hear the like him breathing through the mask, it just like that just scares the crap out of me. It's like, love
it's
it.
the little things that make it great.
Yeah,
I agree. For me personally, Halloween is it's about the kids, and not
doing it for the children.
Not in the aspect of like Christmas or anything like that, but seeing how elated they are when they come skipping up, you know, and they're trick or treat, and it doesn't matter if they're teenagers or little kids or whatever. That to me is just it's a fantastic it's almost like you can feel that they're letting go of the shit in the world and just taking that one night to become someone who in their minds may be better than them or stronger than them, because that's what getting dressed up's all about, right? It's about becoming someone else. And so to me it's a fantastic time, and I don't have any clue what just happened, but you guys are killing me. What are you laughing about?
I sent Frank a message that he should change his name, because we're always like the Frank. I'm like, no, he should change his name to the Latino Tony Stark.
You soy Iron Man.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Dragon Buddy's got it. You ready? And this is, he says, all that I was talking about, not the that you jump out from behind a bush and scare the bejesus out of them, and you're right.
He does.
Precious moments.
Yes, I literally
my
my wife Maureen was telling some people today, you know I don't, they asked us if we want to come over there and hand out candy, which very well may do, and it's something I'm thinking about it. She said, but I don't know, it's Alan's favorite holiday, he likes to get dressed up, he likes to play the scary music, he likes to see the kids. But I can do all that there, so we may do that anyway. So anyway, anyone have anything else they'd like to add as far as Halloween itself is concerned, the Halloween season is concerned? Where did it come from? How did we get to this point? Mr. Irwin?
Yeah. Let me get my notes, because I actually did the homework this time.
I gave people homework.
Yeah, I was kind of mad about that.
Homework because you knew I wouldn't do it.
Exactly, because you don't prepare for anything, and when you do, you win prizes.
So the whole thing, we've heard the term thrown around. It's been Americanized into Samhain, but the actual pronunciation is Samhain, and it's a Celtic festival to move from the harvest into the winter. And it, not saying it's been appropriated, but the veil between our world and the spirit world is supposed to be thinner. And I actually learned something new about it on the holiday. The Celtic calendar actually has it on November 1st, but the Celtic day cycle starts at sundown instead of sun up. So from sundown 31st to sundown on the 1st, that is the day, not sun up to sun up.
Well, so essentially it's the same time that we celebrate it.
Right, but that's why it's not on the 1st, it's on the 31st.
Still, I like it.
Right.
That's cool. That's really neat information.
But that's why it's always, everything that you hear about the festival and all the things, the spooky things that happen with it, are attributed to the night, because that's how the Celtic calendar worked, was nighttime to nighttime, not daylight to daylight.
Nice. Excellent. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you for bringing us some knowledge tonight. See, I wanted to end the show tonight with a little bit of knowledge. I feel like I've gotten that knowledge. What about you guys?
I love it.
I love it.
I love the knowledge. Thanks for doing the research, Josh.
Thank you.
The more you know.
I like it. I don't know what happened there, but while I was talking to Josh, I looked up and Frank is now the Latino Tony Stark.
There you go.
Got it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I will say this. I saw in the chat, Snicker bars are probably one of the greatest candy bars ever.
What'd you say?
Snicker bars are one of the greatest.
Snickers. They're
Well,
great.
one girl disagrees.
It really
It's
satisfies.
because there's caramel in it.
cheesecake.
Caramel is the best candy substance, period. I will not be
Chocolate and
taking any
caramel.
questions on this.
burnt sugar
Chocolate
is the
and
greatest
caramel
stuff.
together. is the
Luna
best.
girl, you said no. Why do you say no? What do you like?
I like Reese's, Kit Kats,
good. Also
Twix.
Also
I
good.
don't like
Crunch.
Snickers. I don't want to taste peanuts in my
You don't like nuts?
Do
crunchy
you like peanut
peanuts.
butter cup?
I love peanuts. I love
Yeah, right?
chocolate covered peanuts. I just don't like peanuts in a candy bar.
You like
I don't
chocolate
know why.
covered nuts?
I love chocolate covered
Take
nuts.
5, anyone?
Hell yeah.
Say again, Balzora.
Take fives are dope.
I
love
like
those.
Take Fives. I do love the Take Fives.
Whatchamacallit?
It's a salty
Remember
sweet.
that candy bar?
I love
watching
whatchamacallit.
McCall.
What are Take Fives?
Take 5.
So it's a Reese's
Get that.
product. It's a pretzel that's got peanuts, peanut butter, and then
caramel.
I think caramel. Then it's all dunked in chocolate.
And
Yes.
then
Plain
I
M&Ms.
could skip that
Plain
one.
M&Ms.
it's amazing.
Anybody
It's
here like
salty
I don't like
sweet.
salt. I don't like salty sweet.
Oh,
I don't like.
I'm kind of
Well,
with you on that,
yeah.
Ro.
I'm
Depends.
typically with you, but every now and then that payday bar really scratches an itch. So.
I will agree with that.
Yeah.
Baby, I love
Yeah.
you.
I don't like
I'm not
paydays.
supposed to eat
Ooh,
nuts.
Baby Ruth.
sour?
I don't like Baby Ruth.
I don't like
I'm
anything
not a sugar
sour.
candy
I
person.
love sour.
Depends what it is.
Swedish fish.
No, you see, that's a no.
See,
I don't
Swedish
like-
fish.
That's Dragon
Gummy
Buddies.
bears, gummy worms, blow pops, airheads. That I'll eat.
Oh,
I haven't been
lemon
eating them,
heads.
but
Jolly
I have.
Rancher.
I
don't like lemon
yes,
heads.
but
I
I have
like
a bag
lemon
of
heads.
lemon drops sitting
Fun
over
dip.
here, but they're noisy,
Nice.
so I don't.
Fun dip.
Josh knows that I like the lemon drops too. We used to
Oh,
every
yeah.
winter we would get one
Warhead.
at work. I don't like anything. I don't like sour, and I don't like gummy. It's a texture thing on the gummy thing for me.
Yeah.
I can understand that. I can
Yeah.
understand that.
Warheads were
I
great
don't like
until I actually got a
milkshake. I
blister
can
in the
understand
top
that.
of my mouth from them, and I kind of let those go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like 12, and it was like, oh my god, and then it,
I'm dying.
hey, why am I bleeding?
Can we all agree that candy corn sucks?
Yes.
No, I love candy
No, I
corn.
don't agree.
I love candy corn.
So, all right, so I learned something about
There we
candy
go.
corn here recently. Thanks,
candle
thank
wax.
wait a minute to Don at ATSW the Escape Pod. Don said, if you light a lighter and burn the end of your candy corn, it smells just like roasted marshmallows.
What?
Well, yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna
because
do
it's
this.
just sugar.
As a
Yeah,
pyro,
because
I'm
it's pure
totally gonna
sugar.
do this.
Marshmallows
So-
are just like sugar with gelatin
Experiment
and
time.
powdered sugar and vanilla.
Yeah.
Oh, DB,
I've got
I was just
I have a
liking
buddy
you.
of mine who lives in Germany now that we just
It's
kind of
okay.
amass candy corn for this
God.
time of year and mail it overseas to her.
So here's
Chantal.
the thing. First of all, I have to say this: used and abused. Thank you for acknowledging the fact that this album is one of the greatest Halloween type albums ever. Not that I'm biased or anything, but I'm biased.
I actually have a showing
I have
my age,
something
but I actually
that
have a
belongs to my
CD
grandfather.
in my
Hold on.
car that is all horror movie theme songs and stuff.
That would be cool.
Nice.
But for Friday the 13th, they went for the disco theme from Friday
Oh.
the 13th 3D.
Belzora, if you get on YouTube and put in Halloween theme song metal,
Oh,
there is a couple out there where guys are doing it all on guitar with drums and whatever that rock big time. I'm like, oh, if I wouldn't get copyright striked, it would have been the theme song for tonight's opener. It rocks. It's
well,
killer.
I've been
What's it
listening to
called?
like a
Just put in your search window, put in Halloween theme
on
theme
vinyl.
metal.
This belonged to my grandfather who passed away 10 years ago.
You'll-
I got this after he
let me
passed
know.
away. From Disneyland.
That's killer. All right.
That's awesome.
All right. Does anyone have any other candy news that they'd like to share with us tonight?
Candy news.
I'm just teasing you. Anything else Halloween related you'd like to share with the group tonight?
Just be safe out there. Don't bite into any apples that might have slits or any weird
And
things
don't
coming
egg
out of them.
anybody's house. That's why my mom hates Halloween, because she got hit by an egg on Halloween.
Yeah.
when she was younger.
Yeah, that stuff will mess
Be
up
nice.
the paint on your car
Be
pretty
kind.
quick.
Let your parents check all your
Eating is
candy.
okay.
Let Daddy
Let the
Allen check your
parents
candy.
check all the candy.
It's called the dad tax, and you're paying.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Or
My
the
dad
mom
just
tax.
wait, I gotta try this.
Just make sure there's no razor blades.
No
there
doubt.
might be pinholes. There might be like slight tears that like, oh look, this
The
Twix
big
is
thing around
accidentally
here is
opened.
everyone's concerned that people are going to start giving away edibles. I'm like, no one's going to give away edibles.
Nobody's gonna give
No.
away
Yeah.
edibles. That stuff costs money.
because one, they
not
cost
cheap
too
candy.
much, and B, they're bad. You know,
And they're bad. And they're bad. Nobody wants to see
Yeah.
a stone kid.
I don't know. be pretty entertaining.
I was waiting.
So-
I was like, I'm literally over here counting it.
One of my favorite
two,
memories of my
one.
kids is my younger stepson. He was less than 2. He injured his eye real bad, and he came back from the hospital with an eye patch and on pain meds. And he already can't walk all that great. And just kind of watching the dizzy little circles he took, trying to walk around. And then at one point, he just stood where he was, turned a full circle like a dog, and just fell right on his ass. Just sat straight down. It's adorable. I wish I had video of it, but it's one of those, like, I point it out to him every now and then. Like right now, he's like 10 weeks out of his ACL surgery. And I still point to him because he moves like that still sometimes.
My wife is only 3 weeks out of her ACL
Thanks,
surgery.
Amanda.
I hope everything goes well.
The chaos element
So far.
I want to thank you guys for coming on tonight. The Halloween spooktacular this year went better than I anticipated. Right. Just so it did, no doubt. Just so everyone's aware, we are taking the next few weeks off, so we will not be broadcasting live at least 2 weeks, maybe 3. And when we come back, we may have a very slight change in format. We're gonna kind of test some things out and see how that goes. But we're still going to be doing movies, and we're still going to be very open forum, and very conversational, because that's what we like, right? So that being said, please, let's go up here. Let's go, Ro. What do you got going on there at the Scarif Scuttlebutt? Please let us know.
We absolutely. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. We just released a Halloween show this morning, and we were talking about Ghosts, which was an awesome show with our friend Andrea plus Verb on Twitter. If you find her, check her out. But yeah, it was a really it surprised me, that episode, because we really started talking about ghosts and your traditional ghosts, but then we kind of morphed into like the more metaphor when it comes to ghosts, the metaphor of secrets kept and experiences that we hold close to our hearts and things like that. And we kind of spilled some beans personally about experiences that we've had. It was a really nice episode. I said, that morphed into something special. So I hope you guys have checked it out. And Halloween Queen does a wonderful rendition of Zori's spooky story that she sent us in an email. So go check it out. Yeah,
it was great. I listened to that episode this morning. I want everyone to know it is definitely worth a listen. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job with that.
And yesterday we interviewed author Stephen Kent, who wrote the book, and we had Brad back on the show. Brad is an enlisted serviceman, and he goes out and he's in the Navy, so he goes out every so often. But whenever he gets back in, we love to have him. He's a what?
Village people. He said he's in the Navy. I'm sorry.
He's in the Navy. In the Navy.
All right, rim shot. I'm so sorry. I'll see myself.
But that show, I think we're going to do a part 2, because people were direct messaging me how much they enjoyed it and wanted to get more insight into how the Force can save the world. And that's the title of his book. It's available first week of November, I think. Go and pre-order it. But it's a wonderful discussion with author and fellow podcaster.
I agree.
November 9th.
Miss Luna Girl, what do you got going on?
Well, Dave and Jason, who are the faces of the Sidebar Cantina, they are still on hiatus for a couple of weeks. They will be back Monday night, November the 8th. So until then, I'm just, hanging out on the socials, keeping everybody having a little bit of fun. Monday, I will be on WSTR Media with the gang over there, and we're going to talk some Luke Skywalker. Possible thing on Tuesday, so stay tuned. Possible, not sure yet.
Okay.
And Wednesday night, I'm going to be on ATSW The Escape Pod with Don and Brady, and we're going to be doing a Dune roundtable. So
Nice.
anybody who likes Dune, get a hold of Don and Brady over there, and tell them that you're interested.
I haven't seen it yet, so alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and stick both you and Ro into the green room. If you'd like to hang around for a few minutes, please do. If you need to get going, I understand as well. All right, so Latino Tony Stark, you got anything coming up that we need to know about?
No.
No, just like that. All right, I'm putting you in the green room.
I only have stuff when people put me on their shows. That's all.
Well, he did just do our Westerns episode, so if you didn't catch that, you can check that one out. That was a great discussion.
That was so much. That was actually so much fun to do because people sometimes criticize Westerns, but what they don't understand is that if it really wasn't for Westerns, we wouldn't really have some of the movies that we love today.
Like Star Wars. Yeah. I agree. And here's the funny thing that you said that, Frank. For myself, when I know I'm really enjoying a podcast is when I'm talking back to you on the radio or whatever the case may be. And I was doing that a lot during that. So yeah, that's a really, really good time. So thank you so much for coming on tonight and helping me out because, my normal co-host wasn't able to make it, so we got Elmo on fire instead, and she was, kind of drunk and didn't care. So I am so totally teasing. And so I'm gonna stick you. I was sticking your room, Frank.
Thanks.
Latino Tony Stark.
I love it.
I do too. Chat room, if anyone else is still there, I just put up the link to tonight's stream. If you click that and go in, it actually will bring you on air. So you'll get a chance to talk to the Halloween Queen and I live. If you want to do that, just grab it and do it. So you can do that. Belzora, your normal answer is one that I love. What do you got coming up?
Well, I'm going to change it up on you a little bit. Mostly just floating around the social media, being a supportive motherfucker like I always am.
You really are.
But also just, I go where I'm told to go, just like the Frank.
I will say this, Belzora. Someone had made a comment on our Twitter feed this past week about how it's unusual that in that type of community how people are kind of drawn together, and it's kind of a mistake and that it's just random and so on and so forth. And I'm thankful for that because if not for that, I wouldn't have met people like yourself and like Queen Chanobi and Latano Tony Stark, aka the Frank and Lunar Girl, and a lot of these people like Sith Care Bear and Dragon Buddy and Ro, and it's a place where we can all come be geeks together, and I like it. It's a lot of fun. So thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. Thank you for doing the research on the William Shatner mask. I think that was really special.
I love that wine glass, by the way.
Yes, and I appreciate it. So hang around for a few minutes if you'd like to. If you can't, I fully understand. Okay, Mr. Josh Irwin.
Yes,
we've known each other quite a long time, and I appreciate you still acting like you care. No.
Oh my god!
I was actually in our quote unquote office with the new manager today, and it's weird.
Whatever. So Shanty and I were talking about you not too long ago, talking about how when you come on, you're always full of knowledge and you're always respectful to everyone else that's in the room, and you bring it when you come. And so I wanted to take a moment to say thank you because we appreciate that.
I appreciate it. I mean, you guys are easy to talk to, and Our interests align, and I love to listen to myself talk. So
I knew that a long time ago. That's the one that actually is what I told Shanty. I said, "Well, he does like to talk." So
And I'm the opposite.
Don't let her fool you. She likes to talk to you. Hang on for just a second, okay?
we'll do.
All right, drunk girl.
Whatever, man. This was a blast. I had so much fun. This costume was totally worth it.
So, for those of you
Two
who
margaritas.
liked, those of you who would like who like
bottle.
the old fashioned,
Yeah, I love an
Knob-
old fashioned.
Knob Creek makes one pre-mixed that's actually quite good. It's what I've been
Yeah?
drinking all night.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, it's really good. So, everybody, thank you for coming along. Thank you for joining us on this Halloween ride. I'm really glad that we're just a little under an hour and a half, and we were able to all talk about the movies and the Halloween traditions, and I really appreciate everybody coming. As I said, Shanty and I have talked about it. We're going to take a couple weeks off and kind of circle the wagons, if you will, to use a Western term. And come back strong and maybe with a little bit slightly different format. We're not sure yet. So, is there anything you'd like to say to anybody there, Miss Chanobi?
Well, first of all, thank you to everyone in the chat. I hope you enjoyed my stupidity. I did it all for you, and especially Ro. I will be on vacation next week from Monday through Friday. I am seeing my favorite person live in the whole world, Mr. Conan O'Brien. And if we can make it work, I actually may be recording from LA with Ro and Sith Care Bear on Tim Burton. Not sure if that's set in stone yet, if I even should have said anything at all, but I'm going to throw it out there. And
Nice.
Other than that, and I might be on Science Fictionary tomorrow night for a live stream because they are also doing a Dune review, and they wanted, see, I'm not that drunk. And they wanted a perspective of someone who's never read the book. I've never read the book. I've only watched this movie and this movie alone. So I most likely will be on there tomorrow night if that's still happening. So other than that, that's it. Thank you very much.
So,
happy Halloween to everybody.
Yes. To add
And
just
happy
real quick
tomorrow. I don't want to forget that.
to add to real quick to that, Shanty and I are currently in talks with Any World But Ours.
Tours.
I'm sorry, Any World But Yours, which is a really fun movie review show from over the pond in Britain, about doing a show with them in a few weeks. So that should be a lot of fun as well.
Going overseas, everybody.
Yeah, we're going national. We're going international. We're going international. Y'all didn't think we had it in us, but we do. All right. So, because for whatever reason she's having some connection issues, I guess I'll be the one that signs this off tonight. I really, truly do want to thank my co-host for stepping up and hanging out with me. We have a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you coming by. Press play. We appreciate your watching. And as we always say, grab your favorite drink, grab a snack. You've always got friends here with us. So just remember to press play. Love you. Everybody have a great night. Thank you.